The Young and the Restless spoilers shock Wednesday, full episodes update, November 27, 2024. The tensions of Genoa City, power struggles and hidden agendas. Genoa City was no stranger to drama, but recent events had set the stage for a series of confrontations that threatened to upend the delicate balance of power. At the heart of it all was Victor Newman, a man whose influence spanned Chancellor Abbott, Glissade, and Newman Enterprises. With these powerful enterprises under his control, Victor wielded the kind of power that could topple anyone who stood in his way. Yet, despite his formidable presence, Victor found himself fixated on one remaining obstacle: Jack Abbott. Victor Newman, the master strategist. Victor Newman sat in his expansive office, overlooking the bustling city below. His empire was vast, and his strategic mind had kept him at the pinnacle of Genoa City's business world for decades. However, his rivalry with Jack Abbott was as old as their companies. Jack, with his own legacy and determination, had always been a thorn in Victor's side. Victor knew that to secure his dominance, he needed to eliminate Jack once and for all. But Jack was no ordinary adversary. He was cunning, resourceful, and deeply connected. Direct confrontation would be risky, so Victor devised a plan to dismantle Jack's operations from within. To do this, he needed a trusted ally, someone who had personal reasons to bring down Jack. Billy Abbott, a man torn between loyalty and ambition. Billy Abbott had always been the black sheep of the Abbott family. His relationship with his mother, Jill Abbott, had deteriorated over the years. Jill's ruthless decision to fire him, sell off parts of Chancellor Abbott, and sever ties without a word had left Billy both embittered and seeking redemption. Despite losing trust in Jill, Billy found himself intrigued by Victor's offer. Sally Spectra, ever the opportunist, saw potential in aligning with Victor. She continuously encouraged Billy to consider the partnership, emphasizing the benefits it could bring. "This is your chance to rise above," Sally would say, her eyes gleaming with ambition. "With Victor's backing, you can finally prove your worth." Billy, though tempted, grappled with the idea of betraying his family and sacrificing his integrity. The prospect of reclaiming his position as CEO of Chancellor Abbott was alluring, but at what cost? He valued his relationships and the legacy of the Abbott name, making the decision anything but straightforward. Jack and Jill, fractured bonds and mutual struggles. Jack Abbott sensed the growing tension between Billy and Jill. Both were facing their own battles, Jack with maintaining his company's dominance, and Jill with managing her strained relationships. They shared a common predicament. Their children and close associates no longer trusted them. Kyle and Billy, both strong-willed and expressive, were emblematic of the younger generation's assertiveness. However, their fiery personalities often led to clashes rather than constructive dialogue. They lacked the experience and finesse required to navigate the complex web of Genoa City's power dynamics. Meanwhile, Phyllis Summers was on a relentless quest to expose the criminal elements lurking in the shadows. Her dedication had landed her in the hospital, where she was slowly recovering from injuries sustained during her investigations. Despite her desire to resume her work, Phyllis knew she needed to regain her strength and composure before diving back into the fray. Victor's manipulative playbook. Victor's machinations were in full swing. Recognizing Billy's vulnerability and ambition, he extended an olive branch that promised power and prestige. "Together, we can reshape Genoa City," Victor declared during one of their clandestine meetings. "You have the potential, Billy. With my resources, we can ensure that Jack Abbott is no longer a threat." Billy, torn between his desire for success and his loyalty to his family, found Victor's proposition difficult to resist. The promise of becoming CEO again was enticing, but he couldn't shake the nagging feeling that aligning with Victor might mean losing a part of himself. Sally's unwavering support only added to Billy's internal conflict. She was persuasive, highlighting the advantages of the alliance while downplaying the potential fallout. "Think about it, Billy. This is your moment to shine, to lead Chancellor Abbott to new heights. Don't let your past hold you back." The brewing storm, Jack's realization. Jack Abbott, ever vigilant, noticed the increasing strain between Billy and Jill. He understood that if left unchecked, their discord could spiral out of control, threatening the stability of the Abbott legacy. Jack knew he had to intervene before the situation deteriorated further. During a heated family meeting, Jack addressed the growing tensions. "We need to find common ground," he urged, his voice firm yet conciliatory. "If we continue down this path, we'll only tear ourselves apart." But Jack's efforts to mediate were met with resistance. Both Billy and Jill were entrenched in their grievances, finding it hard to see past their hurt and anger. Their inability to trust each other had created a chasm that seemed impossible to bridge. Kyle and Claire, love on the edge. Amidst the chaos, Kyle Abbott and Claire Simpson found themselves at a pivotal moment in their relationship. Their bond was strong, built on mutual respect and affection, but the external pressures threatened to pull them apart. Victor Newman, ever perceptive, sensed the potential fallout and decided to act. Victor saw Kyle's playful and sometimes irresponsible nature as a liability. He believed that Claire's connection to the Abbott family made her a valuable asset in his plans. Determined to keep his strategy intact, Victor issued a stern warning. "Kyle, if you continue down this path of recklessness, Claire will bear the consequences," he threatened. Kyle, oblivious to Victor's machinations, remained carefree, often dismissing the concerns of his family and Victor alike. His lack of seriousness extended to his interactions with Summer and Claire, the young and impressionable Abbott cousins. Summer and Claire admired Kyle, but his antics often left them frustrated and worried. Jordan Newman, always scheming, reached out to Claire with the intent of furthering her own agenda. However, Claire, aware of the tension surrounding her family, was hesitant to engage. Jordan's motives were unclear, and Claire preferred to keep her distance, focusing instead on maintaining her relationship with Kyle. Phyllis's struggle for justice. Meanwhile, Phyllis Summers struggled to regain her strength while piecing together the truth behind the criminal activities she had been investigating. Her time in the hospital had given her time to reflect, but she was eager to return to her mission. However, she knew she needed to tread carefully, as her enemies were relentless. Phyllis's determination to expose the criminals was unwavering, but her physical and emotional toll was evident. She needed to find a balance between her need for justice and her own well-being. The urgency to uncover the truth sometimes led her to make impulsive decisions, but she was learning to be more strategic, understanding that patience was key to her success. Devon's protective instincts. Devon Hamilton, ever the voice of reason, watched the unfolding drama with increasing concern. He had always been protective of his loved ones, and the brewing conflict between Jack, Jill, and their children weighed heavily on him. Devon's warnings to Nate about Amy Lewis and his skepticism towards her intentions highlighted his cautious nature. As tensions escalated, Devon took it upon himself to support Audra in uncovering the truth behind Amy's actions. Together, they delved deeper into the mystery, determined to protect Nate from any potential harm. Devon's analytical mind and Audra's relentless pursuit of the truth made them a formidable team, inching closer to exposing the real motives behind Amy's facade. The escalation, Victor's ultimatum. Victor Newman, sensing the shifting alliances and the growing threat posed by Jack Abbott, decided to escalate his efforts. He reached out to Billy with an ultimatum: join him fully or risk losing everything. The stakes were higher than ever, and Victor made it clear that he was willing to go to any lengths to achieve his goals. "You're either with me or against me, Billy," Victor stated coldly. "There's no middle ground. Think carefully about what you stand to lose." Billy, feeling the pressure, realized that Victor's offer was not just a business proposition, but a test of his loyalty and ambition. The allure of power and the chance to redefine his role within Chancellor Abbott tugged at him, but the cost weighed heavily on his conscience.